How's it going? Today is 24th of May, Friday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities and opportunities we can find, right? I had to review quite a few of those. I have seen a lot of very interesting emails that were sent to me, but either way, let's perhaps take a look at some of the opportunities, or perhaps not right now, future opportunities. Let's touch on. I would be reading this information either way, so I think that would has that this particular article. We're gonna review quite a few of those. This particular article that would be inflation and how fast and where people would feel inflation, right? Inflation would feel usually on daily basis based on expenses. A lot of people at the top 10 expenses, they might have house payments, car payments, and groceries. Groceries will be the third expense. So then we take a look at inflation. Since there was a lot of articles, I haven't read any of those. I don't think any of those articles are accurate. I haven't read any of those, but if anything, I like to bring everyone's understanding when it comes to expenses. I think it's about third expenses based on the top of where the most of the money is going. That's with the groceries, right? So that's how people would feel inflation, right? Because it's happening. I don't know what those articles are saying, but the inflation is really happening, right? So let's take a look at what the government is doing when it comes to grocery prices. That will be press release, government appoints groceries code agitator. There's a name there. I don't think names are that important. It's something that was published today. I'm interested in understanding so what what can be done in this kind of area, right? Let's read the entire article and let's have a little fun, I guess. That's the background of this person. Myself, I'm not that interested in this person. I think it's a great person, and everything what he's doing is something that I'm interested in. But background perhaps that would be important for others who would like to understand this process a little bit better when it comes to price and groceries. I have done understanding of this role, so it's something I was trying to find definition for this role. So that would be potential relationship between grocery stores and suppliers. So that's myself trying to find definition for this role. Let's perhaps for people who are interested, let's touch on the background of this person, and from there perhaps let's see what else we can find within this article when it comes to background information, what this role is and what this person is going to be doing. The GCA was established on the 25th of June 2013 by the Groceries Code Legislator Act 2013. The GSA is appointed by Secretary of State for Business and Trade. The GSA is responsible for the regulations and all relationship between UK's largest grocery retailers and the direct suppliers by encouraging, monitoring, and enforcing compliance with grocery supply code of practice. Okay, the code. Okay. Let's try to understand. So that will be potentially who's gonna be raising prices? I don't know, but it has something to do with inflation, but I don't know yet. Okay, let's progress. The Groceries Supply Chain Practice Market Investigation Order 2009 was introduced following market investigation into dominance of the large supermarkets and includes requirement to comply with the code. The order and the code and are responsible for competition and or market authority, that is CMI. Had tried reaching out to this organization CMI yesterday. They refused to comment. So I thought I would say hi. So CMI, they just blocked me. So I guess they are busy doing other things, right? The GSA works with designated retailers. It regulates and responds in issues raised by suppliers, trade associations, and other representative bodies. The GSA has attributed disputes between retailers and suppliers, published formal guidelines, and has the power to launch investigations where are there responsible grounds to suspect that code was being breach. The government must review performance and effectiveness of GSA every 3 years. A report of the first statutory review of the period from April 2019 March 2022 was published in July 2023. This review concluded that GSA has been highly regarded as efficient regulator and effective in enforcing the code over the review period. There's the names there. I don't think it's important names, right? So I can put things into perspective, right? So all the people and prices, right? People working within top retailers and prices, perhaps there is a overseeing body in this case, right? But I don't know about salaries. So top CEOs of these companies and how much those CEOs paying to themselves. Perhaps I would pay exactly the same to myself. And that being said, if they have to raise prices, they have to raise prices. If they can, I guess. Once that being said, let's progress to different article. Let's touch on other article. So I had review all the articles that was published today. I had review all, and that's the second article that I would consider very important. So government is looking at inflation and potentially reducing some of the costs if they can, and all relationship between the markets or retailers, shops, and grocery suppliers, right? So perhaps there's some things to be addressed in this particular area, as well as let's take a look at all energy and potential energy production that could be used and or sourced from natural resources, that would be coal in this case, right? So that could be next phase of work in reduce metal and mine pollutions due to start work to limit heavy metals pollution, reverse and upper DC deal is due to start next week, right? So that would be extraction, right? I think the authority is called Water and Abundant Metal Mines Program, right? And it's Coal Authority who's overseeing the entire thing, right? I haven't read it, so I would be reading this all this article, all this information either way. So I might as well perhaps share that information with us. Next phase of innovation projects to limit heavy metals pollution in rivers and upper Teesdale starts next week following successful trial. I have seen some of the projects, and not necessarily within the UK, being carried out where they're taking a look at different processes to solve this particular problem. And then they're saying heavy metals, perhaps I don't understand this sector that well. I think it's important, but I understand that well. The work to create 2 hectares of vegetation plots above Middleton in Teesdale will limit heavy metals being washed out of abundant mine sites next to, okay, there's the names there. Both introduce the river Tees by encouraging new plants to grow. Less rain water will filter through into mine waste, reducing erosion and all amount of heavy metals washed into banks. Okay. So I don't wanna. There's no feedback. We're trying to do something. Okay, we're doing something. It's not. Perhaps we can always do more, but they're doing something. It will also bring boost of biodiversity and creating of rare climate grassland habitats, the unusual metal tolerance plants that are instinctive to the North Pennies. Okay, so we're looking to nature taking care of itself, quote unquote. The project is an extension of Cecil pilot vegetation establishment work, which took place in the end of the last year across former mine sites, with work starting next week and on contributing throughout the summer. This will support meeting the government's Environmental Act targets to halve the length of river pollutions by harmful metals from abundant metal mines by 2038 and improve water quality in its catchment. Okay, so metal production of metal, but I don't know what else. Usually there's not only one metal. Usually they can dig all kind of different resources, right? Once that been said, I don't know this particular project and what they're looking to accomplish, other than at the moment they're focusing on pollution as well as recently they were taking a look at the different refinement processes, and within South Wales, potentially not necessarily refining metal, but the UK would be limited only working with scrap metals due to equipment improvements. Only scrap. So now we're looking to dig it out. Like in South Wales, we can only work with scrap, by the way, since pollution and change of function of ovens being electric ovens. So, but I don't know. It's good. We're not closing everything down and constantly looking for ways to improve everything. It's always good. While metal mines played a major part in Britain's history, water drainage from abandoned mines and all contaminated water left in the surface continued to pollute our rivers and all harm aquatic life. The work is being delivered as a part of North Pennines National Landscape and Tees as well. There's a different programs of that, and I'm not looking to promote any of those. If anything, that will be just an example of how to manage some of those projects better. Because I think not within UK, other countries and different contracts within other countries, that would be how some of those mines would be rented and later lease would be given to other company, and that company would take all the responsibility of managing everything what's left after work is being completed, right? So one kind of company will rent it, mine a lot of resources and give it to other company, right? So at least we're taking a look at potentially how to manage some of those projects a little bit better. Once that been said, well, there is an authority up there. Let's try to reach out to this authority. Let's say hi and see how we can potentially help to this authority. If not within UK, there might be different projects across the globe to take part in, as well as when it comes to mining. A lot of projects, new projects, are looking to mine off surface of underwater surface, right? Not necessarily just above the surface, right? So perhaps that will be a different authority stuff right now in the future. Let's listen to that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.